Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Talk today about small talk in the workplace, networking, striking good, reasonable conversation at your job. Now, this might seem like a very easy thing to do for those who have been in that culture that has promoted small talk and all of that. My advice here is going towards the immigrant, multinational, international, however we want, label individuals who were not born and raised in America and are now in the workplace in corporate America, building their careers and, making a livelihood for themselves. Let's talk about small talk, right? We have small talk in this corporate America culture. And it's, you find it right before a meeting and where to start, when you run into your coworkers in the break room, or even when you get together for happy hour with your team. It's not just in corporate America. It is the American culture because you get into an Uber driver's car or into an Uber and the man wants to strike a conversation because if it's silent, it is seen as, I think, rude or awkward, or just not normal. But from my own culture, right? Small talk, like you don't have small talk with strangers. In fact, you don't talk to strangers pretty much. You could offer a greeting and that's about it. But to start chatting about the weather and chatting about what restaurant and chatting about your personal life with people that you're not well acquainted with, it just didn't happen. So that meant that integrating in this culture, I had to learn what are acceptable topics in small talk and what are not acceptable topics in small talk. And that's the unwritten rule. The acceptable topics, you can talk about the weather, you can talk about sports, you can talk about food, you can talk about your personal situation at home, or whatever you feel comfortable sharing about your personal life. But I know that with small talk, which usually happens between people who are not well versed with each other's preferences, you want to stay away from religion or religious topics or things that are controversial in nature that would, you know, instead bring about some kind of tension in the conversation. We always say the elephant in the room. You want to stay away from politics, partisan politics. Oh, I'm a Democrat. Oh, I'm a Republican. Oh, I didn't think that this went well. Or, yes, your opinion is valid. Definitely. I'm just saying during small talk, it might not be appropriate to talk about religion or politics. But like I said, you can talk about the weather. If they traveled, you can talk about their trip. You can talk about your trip. You can talk about, holidays, vacations, things of that nature. I in particular struggled with having those conversations at work because my mind said you talk only about work. But the culture, if you are only going to talk about work, then you're not viewed as a personable person, pretty much. You're not viewed as personable. So you want to get into the habit of having small talk. And trust me, every day has a weather report. You can never go wrong talking about the weather. You can never go wrong talking about food. You can never go wrong talking about weather, food, sports. Sports. So I hope this is helpful to somebody. It takes practice, okay? It is always going to feel awkward in the beginning and feel like I'm a little out of my skin. But then, when you take the focus off of you to the person to learn more and ask questions. I love to throw the conversation the other way. When I feel nervous, I'll ask the questions and have them respond so that at the same time, I am learning the dynamic of small talk. Hope this has helped you and more to come, guys. Thank you for being with me in this journey and stay tuned.